We got Roseville. We got Minnetonka. Got two big schools here. Roseville 3-0, Minnetonka 2-1. Hoping for a good day or a good match to keep the good day for me going.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always a good day getting to hop on the League of Legends cast with you. I think we've been doing a pretty good job so far this season, man. Games have progressively gotten better each week, so that's always a good feeling. Definitely have improved from where we were at week one, but hey, that's kind of how it goes. Every week the games get more and more competitive. There is more on the line as we get closer and closer to state finals. It is always a blast. So teams starting to rev up. We can start off the talking by going over with Roseville. I think there's only two undefeated league teams left in our league. I
Three.
think that would be three. Okay. St. John's
Yeah.
Prep, Roseville, and who's the third?
Egan.
Egan? All right. Yeah. You know that one, of course.
My home school.
Repping your squad. I like that.
Yes,
No, that's
sir.
good. All right. So one of three undefeated squads, definitely a feather in the cap for the way of Roseville. Tonka only having one loss, and that came to the likes of SJP. So one of the other undefeated squads. So nothing but like elite level competition that we're kind of experiencing with some of these squads. Excited to get things underway. Is there any players that you want to highlight that you're seeing that are coming out onto the Summoner's Rift today?
I mean, I don't even know if I have to say his name.
I
Just
mean,
say
yeah,
Roseville, and you think
yeah,
Mr. Chair straight away.
that's
He's
very
just
factual.
he's just better. It's shocking to me how good he can perform and how consistently he performs. He easily puts up over 40% of his team's damage in like every game he plays. It's crazy. And he's playing a control mage. He's playing Oriana, who
Yeah,
Oriana can do damage, but she's still a control mage. She's not designed to necessarily carry. You're kind of designed to have a bot lane carry. And he just makes it work every time. And he makes Roseville work. And he's fantastic.
100%. No, I couldn't agree with you more there, Clay May. Mr. Chair has been with this Roseville squad for as long as I've seen them, so he really feels like the heart and soul of this team. Granted, other players like IDK Tag and Haywolf and Toke have all been alongside, so I really think the biggest thing about this Roseville team is the consistency and how long they've played together, right? They've had plenty of time and plenty of matches to work on it over the course of 3 seasons now, I believe. So, like, they definitely have gotten time and experience, which frankly outweighs what we are looking at on the other side of the rift here tonight. Minnetonka, yes, they are the defending champions of our league, right? But how many of their players were seniors last season? Like, they lost over half the
Yeah.
roster at least, if not all 5 players. I'm pretty sure that team was built up of 5 seniors. So it is definitely a hit. Granted, it's awesome to see that they're 2-1. They did lose to St. John's Prep. That was kind of the rerun of the championship of last season. That was SJP finals taking on Minnetonka. That was a heck of a series. And obviously it went the way of Minnetonka. But now playing with this younger roster, Clay May, going up against this experience on the side of Roseville, it has me leaning slightly the way of Roseville here tonight. Minnetonka would have to do something pretty spectacular, I think, to come out with the W. Not saying they can't, just saying that this Roseville squad has that practice and they've kind of been there. So we'll have to see how things play out tonight. But right now, I'd say I am leaning towards Mr. Chair, like you said, man. The kid is just too good.
Yeah. For sure. Roseville definitely coming onto this as the stronger team, at least currently in the league. Minnetonka got that history with their players gone, though. What can they do? They're 2-1. SJP, that loss was 2, but they also they haven't looked super dominant in their wins either. They had that 2-1 over Mounds View last week, so they're gonna have to do something good to beat the 3-0 Roseville. I mean, Roseville hasn't dropped a game. They're essentially 6-0,
Yeah.
and if you include preseason, that's like 8-0 in individual games. Roseville is looking like easily a championship contender, easily a finals contender, probably gonna just make a very deep run at state. And I don't know if there's many teams that can challenge them right now.
Yeah, they've been tearing it up through the early stages of this play. So now, I mean, going into week 4, we're kind of reaching that halfway stage through the season, getting things kind of, we kind of have a feel for where teams are kind of placing out, right? So it's like you got to stay on this undefeated path. There's no way that we're going to finish this season with 3 undefeated teams. I mean,
Oh
somebody
yeah.
zero is going to go, right? So now it's kind of who's going to be that last squad standing is what we're kind of looking at. So I'm excited to see what Roseville is going to bring onto the table here tonight. Minnetonka have a tall task ahead of them, folks. We are taking care of the pro draft currently. Once we get that finished up, we will be loading into champion select. Players will select their champions that they've already selected. Yada, yada, yada. You know how that goes.
Yep.
We talk about that time and time again. I'll take a second to give a shout out to our 6 premier collegiate sponsors, folks. You can see all of those schools below in the description section on Twitch. Big shout out to them. Without their sponsorship, we wouldn't be able to be kind of doing what we're doing, right? A lot of opportunity given from those schools. And speaking of opportunity, you have an opportunity to chase a degree, chase your dreams in esports by pursuing that path, right? And no better options than the 6 schools that are partnered with MNVL. So a big heart and a big shout out to all 6 of our premier colleges, folks. Make sure you get on that. All right. Get on that. No flex, but there's just a little flash, some CSP attire, right?
Hey, guess
Arm
what?
sleeves
Guess what
are
I got on?
arm
Guess
sleeves are
what I got
cool.
on? Wildcat Gaming. Just
Okay,
gotta.
okay.
They're not
Repping
here
your
tonight,
squad.
but
I respect it. That jersey's looking clean, dude. Those Egan jerseys are
Yes,
fire.
sir.
I can get behind that. That's good stuff. All right.
For sure.
We've done this before. We've both picked a champion that we think is going to pop out onto the
Oh
server tonight.
gosh.
I'll let you go first. Who do you have? Who's your champion you're going
Ooh,
with, Clay?
ooh. That's a tough one, Skip. I'm looking through their pools. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say Zaya, even though Willie from the side of Minnetonka played him in their game last week, all 3 games. So I'm not gonna pick them because that might be a ban or a high priority ban.
Mm-hmm.
Shmeep Shmop had a Briar they busted out twice. New champ, new
Whoa. Are
look.
you serious?
They
Schmeep
did.
schmop on the Briar? That's kind of
2 games
gross.
they won.
Oh,
So
my
that's definitely a
goodness.
possibility. But honestly, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say like Scion. We're gonna go with a standard
Scion?
paint. We're gonna go, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're gonna go something standard here.
You know what? All right. You're going with Scion. I'm going to go. Hmm. I mean, we all know what Mr. Chair plays. I think they'd be silly to let him get one of his main champs.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna think outside the box. I think I'm gonna go with Twitch, dude. I think somebody's gonna bust out the
Twitch.
rat tonight. I mean, he's not like super solid in the meta right now. He's not. You don't see him all the time, but in the right hands, Twitch can pop off. And I feel like I've
For
seen
sure.
Toke play Twitch in seasons prior. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just who I'm feeling on the spot. Honestly, no OPGG look up, none of that. We're just going with
Nope.
Twitch. I could be wrong, and I probably will be, but I'm okay with
Yeah,
biting the bullet on that one.
of
Other than that,
course.
though, this matchup is going to be a big defining point, I'd say, for Minnetonka, because it's like you're kind of going to get a real look at where this team stands. They've already dropped to 1 undefeated squad. This is another matchup that it looks like on paper they should be the underdogs and should not really be coming out with the W tonight. But if they can pop off and pull this series, even a map tonight would be kind of, essential to show that this team is growing, still has the championship caliber like they were last year, because they were the absolute powerhouse of the league last season, Clay.
Yeah, Minnetonka wanting to show they still got it against Roseville. You mentioned that they played SJP earlier, that other undefeated team. I would have to check if they are set to play Egan later this season, just to see if they have a tough run here facing all the
For
currently
sure.
undefeated teams. I'd have to look though. So Minnetonka got something to prove. Roseville also got something to prove, and seeing how dominant they can be over these maybe mid-tier ranked teams currently. We'll have to see how it comes out today, how it shakes up, and if Roseville is going to be able to stomp them, or if maybe they're going to look a little shaky today. We never can
For
really
sure.
know.
And I mean, the fact that you're already running up against 2 of the undefeated teams within the first 4 games of the season is a tough draw, right? That already is a tough draw. Having to play against some of the best, it can kind of dampen your playoff run a little earlier than you'd like. So Minnetonka, big opportunity tonight to show up against a very tough team in Roseville. Something else to bring up. Haywolf has both played jungle and support, currently listed at support.
Oh,
You and I were talking about a funky pick that we saw
oh, we
Haywolf
were.
playing. Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and let the folks know just a little bit of what we saw? Because I mean, that's a bit outside the box in terms of jungle meta.
Oh, for sure. Let me just tell you, Haywolf played Ghost Ornn Jungle. So Ghost
Yeah.
Summoner spell, that's not typically what you take
Yeah.
on a lot
That's
of champs and Ornn. And Ornn in the jungle, it, in theory, it's really good, but he can't clear for crap. He can't,
yeah. He
he has
struggles.
pretty low damage. I have tried it as a jungle main, and it's not the most pleasant experience. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I mean, you can get there, but it's definitely a week early clear. Cooldowns are a little bit longer, so maybe the pet helps him out the most he's had. But overall, I would tuck that orange jungle pick. I mean, he could be theory crafted, right? You could be limit testing, seeing what works, what doesn't. Flex pick, right? Take a top lane, take a jungle, take a support. There's options, but jungle definitely not his best suited role. So you never know. I mean, he suited or lined up at the support position tonight, so shouldn't be seeing any ghost smite action coming out of the Ornn tonight, but
Hopefully
just
not.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah,
Hoping that this pro draft is coming to a close soon here. We're kind of
probably.
sweet. That's what I needed to
Right.
hear. We are loading up into lobby. We'll be getting champion select going shortly. Any closing thoughts from you, Clay, before we get this best of 3 rolling for tonight?
Just got to mention another, not that unconventional of a pick, but Toke did play Yasuo in the bot lane last week
Ooh,
against Washington. So that has
okay.
been played before. It's not new, but it's definitely not something we see every day as we jump into Champ Select here in just a second. Here we
Sweet.
go. Orianna. Shocking. I never would have guessed they banned the Orianna against Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
I mean, that's definitely what he's been known for throughout his tenure here at MNVL. His Orianna has been quite nasty to play against. So we will have to keep our eyes peeled on the rest of this pick ban for Champion Select. Alistar taken out. Pantheon banned
There's
away on one
another.
side, and Mr. Chair's Anivia also taken out. So his 2 most played mid laners in MNVL have both been banned out. So, ooh, Garen. Now
He
that is
did
a
play
dude
this
we
last
don't
week.
see every day.
Yes, he played this last week. Big Dreamer did against Mounts View. That was the game they lost, unfortunately, but not a
Oh
bad
my
performance from him
goodness.
on the Garen. Teemo?
Not
No
the
way.
Demon Yordle.
Oh no no no
Mr.
no no.
Timo? All right.
Okay,
Yeah, the Jax
okay.
is going to be the luck.
Thank God. Saved ourselves some painful gameplay there. Sure,
Oh
Minnetonka
my
was.
goodness, dude.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
There's no way. There's no way. It's going to happen. It's going to
He
happen.
has
Okay.
to.
All right. It's
Oh.
the Warwick. I was going to
Yeah.
freak out for a second. They're clickbaiting us.
Yeah, they are.
Schmeep,
Skep.
Schmop, Schmicks going with the J4. He's been very solid, been getting picked a lot at the World Championships that are going on right now. Aurelian Soul for AOL.
Ooh, that is a
Ooh,
fun
the
pick.
Ari for Mr. Chair.
Big scaling.
Now that's a classic right there. Oh, Zillion. Okay, it's not
Nunu
the
mid?
Nunu. I can say that for sure.
It's gotta
If
be. Come
Mr.
on.
Chair locks in Nunu, bro, I'm going to lose my mind.
We've seen him
Or
do it.
Lysandra.
Oh,
I've seen him play Lysandra as well.
of course. Mr. Chair, large champion pool, lots of control mages, lots of mages. I mean, he's a mid laner, he's got to play mages. And he just performed so well on all of them. We saw 2 of them banned out. Aurelian's picked. Going Lysandra this game. Ult is a big power point. Point and click CC. You can ult yourself, you can get some damage down, you can save yourself. You can get a Zanya, so you can have essentially 2 stasises, 2 saves. Victor getting banned out.
I don't
from
understand the
side
Victor
of-
ban.
Yeah, I was just about to question
Because-
that. They already picked the Lysandra.
Yeah, which
Silas.
100% is going to be getting taken in the mid lane. I would be very surprised if Lysandra support was getting picked. They double banned it. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe that was a pro draft thing, right? They didn't see the mid laner and they must have picked mid lane on tier 2 rotation. That's probably why that they stuck with those
Yeah.
bans, I'm guessing they just draft in order for champion select. So odds are they did not draft that Lysandra until picks 4 and 5. So they had to kind of expend some more bans the way of Mr. Chair. So
Yeah.
just looks funky because we're drafted now in Champion Select. Tom Kench getting busted out
Oh,
at the support position for Roseville. That is a fan favorite. I love Tom Kench. He's a
I do
beast.
too. He's great.
The
Definitely.
River Demon.
Yeah, I like that impression there. And also, their support is going to be hoping they can be the River Demon here in their match against Minnetonka. Also, I want to highlight the bot lane of Minnetonka, Kaisa Nautilus. You mentioned the Jarvan being the world's pick. The Kaisa Nautilus is the world's pick. We've seen so many
Yeah.
Kaisas and so many Nautilus throughout the tournament, and Minnetonka trying to channel some of that world's energy, that Korean, that's Chinese team's energy, to be able to take down the insurmountable team that is Roseville.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid draft overall. I think there's a there's a lot of CC on both sides of the table here going for this draft. So if you look specifically lane to lane, I would have to give edge to Warwick in the 1v1 aspect for jungling, right? Because
Yep,
he's just a super good dueler. That hound is always bloodthirsty. Jarvan obviously gets team fighting advantage. In top lane, that's a very volatile matchup, and that one can really go either way, right? If Garen gets rolling,
yeah,
he kind of just steamrolls the Jax. However, Jax has super, super good scaling and is one of the most dangerous split pushers this game has to offer. So,
yep.
going to have to keep a microscope on the top side of things because either one of those champions can really scale out of control for either squad. Go ahead and talk about that mid and bot lane matchup, if you will.
All right, mid and bot. Well, on Minnetonka, the mid lane, the Aurelion Sol, massive scaling there. Aurelion Sol can take over games late game. He's got the massive ult that just keeps getting bigger. He's got the black hole that just keeps growing bigger. He's got all the damage. He's got CC,
Oh, yeah.
team fighting. He's going to struggle early a little bit against Lissandra, probably, just because he's Aurelion Sol, but he definitely has the potential to, if Minnetonka can take this game, to take it over and win it for them. And for the bot lane, Kaisa Nautilus, the Nautilus pick is always going to be aggressive. That's why they drafted Tom Kench, because Tom Kench is going to be a bit more defensive, has the Abyssal Dive, can go in, can get the CC with the passive and the Tongue Lash, but maybe a bit more defensive, especially with the ult. Pick up the Varus, just kind of waltz out there, save him. The Kaisa's been a power pick for quite a long time now. Very
Yeah.
high damage. Going to be interesting to see which build Varus goes. Maybe it's on hit, maybe it's lethality, even AP if they're, feeling funky today.
Yeah, you got options, right? That's definitely one of the strong things about Varus. We've seen him played in multiple different kind of fashions throughout this play through at least Worlds, right? We saw T1 running the on hit. We've also seen plenty of lethality Varus throughout his play. That arrow does stupid damage if you go
Yeah,
lethality. I mean, basically does 3/4 HP bar. We've also seen AP do ridiculous amounts of damage. Given their team comp, I feel like we would be just seeing on hit or lethality because you already have so much AP mixed damage with the Warwick and the Jax plus Lysandra, your control mage in the mid lane. I mean, overall, I really like both of these comps. I think these are two of the more well balanced comps that we've seen. The most out of meta picks that we're kind of looking at here would be the Garen and the Warwick if I had
yep,
to highlight them. Um, Last thing I'll say is Mr. Chair. I've brought this up a few times. Warwick used to get banned in the games against him because the dude used to
oh,
be
that's
Masters
right.
top lane and he played Warwick barrier top. So like they're probably not doing it this game, but there is always that option for flexing Mr. Chair to that Warwick, and he can just go absolutely berserk because it's literally his main champion. We know he looks great on Oriana, but it's just because he's a great player. Like his Warwick is
Yeah.
disgusting. And it was permabanned, even though he was playing mid every single game. So just something to put out there as we are finishing out this 3-minute wait period. We will be getting into game number 1, week 4 League of Legends action. It is hoping to be an action-packed series. I'm ready to get into things, Clay. I know you are ready to go as well. Any closing thoughts before we hit the rift?
I want 3 games, Skep.
3
Minnetonka,
games?
tall task to beat Roseville in at least one game, but I want 3. I'm itching for 3. We've all the past three streams have been, 2 games. little less action there. But
Yep.
I want 3. I want a close series. I want to see some contention. I want to see high level play. I want to see action, and I want to see something exciting. And I'm hoping
I like that.
Minnetonka and Roseville can deliver tonight.
100%. For the MNVL audience, get your snacks now. We are going to be getting into the game in a matter of seconds, folks. I am ready to go. I know Clay's ready to go. Hopefully, Tonka brought the A game. They are up against the demon of MNVL, right? I mean, Mr. Chair is the demon, right? He's been almost untouchable throughout his play. Like, has gapped, I think, every mid laner that he's played against. It hasn't really been close. Beffin did not play against
Right.
Mr. Chair yet. That'll be a good one though as well.
Oh, for sure.
That's Apple Valley's mid laner. We've seen some good stuff from Beffin as well. But overall, Mr. Chair has just been way too dominant to bet against. So my money will be on the side of Roseville until I get proven wrong, right? It's just like the performances that Mr. Chair puts up, it's a CS lead or it's a kill lead or he's roaming to make a play. Like, no matter where he puts his eggs in the basket, it seems to pay out in Roseville fashion. So without further ado, I haven't actually been keeping track. Okay, I got that. League's been having, League's always doing this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
man. Right? Let's just say Riot Games, honestly.
Riot Games.
Yeah, play a lot of Valorant, play a lot of League, experience too much of this malarkey. If you want to be honest, we had to wait on our collegiate game last night because like a Val client started having some weird issue. We were in the range and stuff and in DM, and like when you swing your gun across the screen, the whole screen would like freeze for like a second. It was the weirdest bug I think I've seen. The other team was having it too. So it actually delayed our game entirely. So not sure what's going on. I'm just ranting about Riot Games because that's my job, ladies and gentlemen. We got word. We're getting in the game. Summoner's Rift. We'll see you in the server. Let's get this show underway. I am revved up and ready to go, Clay.
So am I, Skip. Just going to be a second here before we jump.
Let's go.
Oh, we're getting in now.
Let's go.
Ready to go here. All right. We got Minnetonka on the blue side and Roseville on the red side. Roseville gonna move 5 members down into this river, just above the river brush. And Minnetonka going for a bit more of a spread defense here. They got 3 centered bot and the Aurelian's mid. Garen's sticking on the blue just to protect it. Not seeing aggression from Roseville. They are moving down a little bit more, but kind of just covering this bot side jungle. Want to protect Haywolf. Want to make sure he can function early here. Warwick's probably going to function early, but they want to make sure they can't get stopped in that. And Minnetonka just trying to keep it together here in the early game because you don't want to lose early in League. You're going to get punished, and you might just lose the game from there.
Roseville on the red side. Minnetonka on the blue side. Funny how that works out.
Yeah.
Roses are red. Minnetonka's definitely blue. And I'll be feeling pretty blue if we don't hit three game series. I mean, we've been getting robbed, man. Three games in the rubber match is what every League of Legends fan dies for, all right? We can't play silver scrapes, but, like, if we could, we would be banging that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, everybody knows. Yeah. The true League fans know.
For sure. I mean, we could definitely sing it.
I mean, dude, yeah, Mark Z that thing. I don't know if the audience was. I don't know if the audience wants to hear that. We'll save their ears for now, unless we hit 3. Then we'll talk about it all.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Standard laning coming out here. Nothing too special. We got those sides which are around the top. Now it's easier to see.
Level 2 though, bot lane, Nautilus threatening. Not actually going to let the hook fly.
No.
A little bit of respect being shown. I think that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Like, even just going in for that short exchange of a trade, you have 2 abilities compared to the other team's 1. So it's like, definitely an opportunity to take that. Whoa! Lysandra clawing in. Asol flashing out, but the follow flash by Warwick going to find first blood. Nautilus Dredgeline onto the Tahm Kench in the bot lane, trying to get out of dodge as this fight is not going their way. Flappy Pants very low. Ignite going to take him down, has to flash out. Heal is expended. Varus trying to take out the Tahm Kench. The Nautilus will do so. Abyssal Voyage back in.
Wait.
Tahm Kench, what are you doing? A bit of a toss, but it's Roseville finding the kill lead 2-1. Kaisa now playing the aggressor. What an action-packed first 3 minutes, Clay.
That was just such an intense sequence. We saw the 2v2 mid lane with AOL going down, Haywolf picking up that kill. It's going to be down so much CS now. You see that he's already down 10 against Mr. Chair.
Oh boy.
We saw the bot lane action. Saw the kills going over to Toke and Willie. And then actually matched KDA's there. Yeah, he is low. Channeling up an arrow here, just going to get some damage down. Willie is, though, half health, though. Doesn't necessarily want to jump onto Tahm Kench. Doesn't want to try that. Tahm Kench, too many defensive tools. But a lot of summoner spells expended. We see the flash out of Willie, Finrua, Toke, and Flappy Pants. So the whole bot lane is out of flash. AOL is out of flash. Shmeep Shmop is out of flash. Everyone but the top laners. What am I even saying at this point? So many flashes spent.
The thing to note here too, Clay, Warwick getting that prio from Jax, I believe, took away enemy blue buff and Gromp. So Warwick now took top crab, Jarvan on bottom side crab right now. Just finished that one up. Nautilus over to help him out. Warwick going to spot that out. Now looking for a potential play on Mr. Chair in mid lane, but should be well aware of what is going on.
Yeah, Big Dreamer trying to get ahead here on the Garen. Pushing in this wave on the IDK tag. But the jungle
Warwick got both crabs. Jarvan didn't even end up getting that crab. He had Nautilus there. That actually kind of has me confused. But whatever. Double crab for the Warwick. Haywolf coming out on top, and he stole away some of Jarvan's topside camps. Look at how big of a CS lead is already in favor for the Warwick, and he still has so many camps to clear. I mean, that's pretty wild.
For sure. Big jungle
Good
gap.
trade from the Jax. From the Garen on to Jax.
Oh, took a turret.
Both top laners opting for Ignite, too.
That's why, yeah.
Something to note.
Very aggressive there. Very good laning phase there. Jungle gap is down over to Haywolf. I mean, Shmi Shop's going to pick up some CS, but that kill... I mean, Haywolf's already got the recurve bow. He's already got a longsword boots. He's looking very strong. He's going to be running around. He's going to be looking for lane ganks. He's going to be looking for aggressive play. And now, Shmi Shop moving in.
Bot side. Trying to get out of dodge. Abyssal Voyage going to knock Jarvan up. Slow coming in from Toke, but this is a 2 versus 3. Not a fight that you really want to take. However, Haywolf pulling up. Right place, right time. The fear on the 2. Nautilus going to hit the deck first. Now trying to trade back. Kaisa dumping lots of damage. Knock up onto the Jarvan. Haywolf going to find that one. And it leaves just a lone Willie screaming to be free in the bot lane. That is not going the way of Minnetonka. What looked like a good play, that Warwick passive move speed, getting him down there ASAP to turn that one back in Roseville's favor.
For sure, Skip. Matched KDAs on Haywolf and Toke, 2-0-1 now. Each got 150 gold bounty, very far ahead now. And Roseville itself, very far ahead as well. 1.2k gold lead opening up here, and they're going to pick up this first Ocean Dragon. So, Roseville is definitely getting the better of Minnetonka here in the early game. We're going to have to see, though, can the Aurelion Soul start to pick up some steam later, 20 minutes from now, 25. We'll have to see, though, if Minnetonka can hold on and make sure they don't lose too many resources to Roseville to maintain a holding in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think people forget about Warwick's ability to get to where he needs to be when you drop low HP. Like, he always surprises people because Warwick is like, you know, sometimes you're not in the right place, but the fact that if a player is below that half HP margin, Warwick literally turns into a hound tongue out, and he is getting there. Speaking of, hold on that thought. Flappy Pants dropping very low, has to burn the thick skin. I thought Kaisa and Nautilus were going to be able to chunk him down, but it's just good pressure coming out from that dual bot lane. And speaking of the devil, it's a two-man operation. Mr. Chair here with Haywolf. Nautilus and Kaisa stuck between a rock and a hard place as this minion wave's going to crash. The hook goes awry. The ultimate's going to land, and this is going to be a bloodbath under the Minnetonka Tier 1 bot lane tower.
Fantastic dive there coming out from Roseville. You saw Mr. Chair pull aggro to save Haywolf. It was just beautiful. Schmeep Schmop getting pushed out now. He can't even get into his own jungle. I see AOL moving down. Now Root.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the ult.
Oh, boy. AOL now stuck in the Dragon Pit with Tom Kench going to W over that wall and get out of harm's way, or use the... I can't even remember what... Aurelian Souls, it's got to be some kind of journey ability. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah. Nah, that's Bard. It's like Astral Flight, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
I'll let you take that one, because I've only played like one game of A-Soul, I think, in my career. I'm pretty sure it's an ARAM too.
Oh, probably.
His rework's pretty dope, though. His rework's pretty dope.
It is. Fortunately, they had to sacrifice his identity with those swirling stars for some playability.
Yeah,
we see
very true.
Now a super cool scaling champ, picking up all that stardust and whatnot. He's going to carry into the late game here.
Tom Kench,
but Roseville.
back in. Haywolf, ultimate is available. Not going to duck out in time. Kaisa in trouble, forced to flash out. The stun from TK. The cleanse not going to matter. Fearing Kaisa back into...
Ooh.
Whoa, Garen going to pick one up in the top lane. Judging the Jax, dropping the sword from, as you've said prior, Kale, wherever she's at, calling that one in.
Yeah. Roseville.
Watching above. Mr. Chair just eating damage. Look at that A-Soul.
Yeah, Roseville opening up a very strong early game lead here, now up 2.8k. The big point for Minnetonka, though, is Big Dreamer. He's 2-0-0 on the Garen, picked up a solo kill. I picked up another one onto... I don't remember who it was, but he's picking up early here. Schmeep Schmop jumping on a chair. He's going to go his way. Oh,
boy. Has to burn the ultimate on himself. Should be able to get out now. Flappy Pants showing up. A-Soul walking a little too far forward, and he's going to get punished. Roseville continuing to add to the tally now. Up about, pushing close to 4K gold, a little bit shy of that, but doing great work here through the first 10 minutes of play. What are you liking that you're seeing from this Roseville squad, Clay?
What am I liking? I'm liking the 9 kills on the Ocean Dragon and the gold lead and the CS. I'm liking all of it.
Nice.
Look at Toke. He's 502. Got the Navoris already. Only 10 minutes in. We see Mr. Chair got a last chapter in there. He's pretty much got his full, whatever he's building, probably Leandry's or... Nah, it's a Leandry's. We never
it
really
might be
know,
it might be the Shattered Crown. Doesn't Shattered Crown build the Kindle Gem as well? I think that might be the Crown. He's gonna be so tanky and gross if that's what he's building. But I mean, I would expect nothing less from Mr. Chair. Very smart player.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead of the game. Now Garen is the only winning point for Minnetonka right now. Big Dreamer. Trying to dream big enough for Minnetonka to take out Roseville here in game number 1. But Mr. Chair's prowess is felt map-wide, Clay. Always first to move, always first to set up and get out and make that play, it feels like. And that is one of the reasons that Roseville is such a dangerous early game team. If you have mid lane priority and mid laner is teaming up for like a double gank with your jungler, you can kiss your chances of taking the game goodbye.
Yeah, Mr. Chair having good team coordination, good map movement. He's also got a 30 CS lead over AOL, which is kind of just opposited, I guess that's not a word though, by Big Dreamer over IDK Tag in the top lane. Going to be that power pick. Big Dreamer almost picking up this full turret. He's got the Demolish. Going to get that last plate in there.
Oh my goodness, he's just going to dive to Jax, not caring at all! Wow! And now cross-map play coming through. Roseville trying to make it happen. The claw in. Lissandra going to... What is that? Glacial Prison? No, that's Sejuani.
Yeah.
That's Sejuani.
Oh, is it?
The Tomb. No, this one's Tomb. Something. Glacial Tomb?
Frozen
maybe?
Tomb?
Something like that. Frozen Tomb, probably. Because Glacial Prison is Sejuani Ultimate. Listen, guys, I'm trying out here. Too many champions. Dragon number 2 being started up now. Tower going to go the way of bot lane. Garen takes top tower out. So Garen really in 1v9 mode right here, if I dare say it.
Yeah, Garen.
3-0 up, 108 CS. Those are pretty solid numbers coming out from Minnetonka's top laner, Clay.
Yes, Garen going to be the big power point for Tonka. He has played Hullbreaker Garen in some past games this season. Probably won't happen though. They're going to want to use him in team fights because he's so far ahead. He's got the Stride Breaker already. Got boots. Got opponents for another item going. They're going to have to play through him, and they're going to have to play with him to try and take down Roseville and this 4K gold lead they've already built up with the 2 dragons. We're definitely going to have to see some grouping. We're going to have to see some neutral objective focus. I don't want to see a split Garen. It could win, but I want to see him using this damage. And IDK Tag is so far out of this game right now. He's down. What is that? 40 CS. He's pushed out. He's died 3 times
+3
already.
kills.
Yeah.
Like it is. Top lane is a sunken ship at this point for the likes of Roseville. The best thing that Shmeep Shmop could do would be try to play to that Garen and really try to force 2-on-1s or a 2v2. Odds are, even if Haywolf goes up, Jackson and Haywolf will lose the 2 versus 2 just due to how much damage that Garen is going to pump out. However, if you bring Mr. Chair up as third party, things may end a little differently. Garen now going to run up on IDK Tag, flashes on top, and Jax is not respecting the power of Demacia.
Oh, he is not. Mr. Chair almost taken down. Willie there. Willie spent both summoner spells, spent the cleanse and the flash. Willie now very vulnerable.
Ultimate, so
yeah,
dangerous. Whoa, hey wolf! Where did that wolf come from? What? He might have bit off more than he could chew. All right, he's going to heal up a bit. Team is collapsing on him, though. Nautilus and Ace coming to the bot side. Can Lysandra escort that Warwick out to safety? Jarvan EQ going to be up soon. They turn the tides back onto the J4, force the flag and drag away. Toke now pulling up. So, Haywolf, power in numbers. Man, that Warwick, that's nightmare fuel right there. Now, this is not a fight that you want to take if you're Roseville. Tom Kench and the Jax, I don't think beat Garen. So you got to bring the damage up there if you're going to take that Garen out because he's going to be super duper tanky.
Yeah, gonna have to
level 12, highest on the server.
Yeah, gonna have to bring Willie or AOL. Willie picking up the Storm Razor, AOL got the Leandries, Mythics coming through, first item completions, all across the board here except for, of course, the supports. I love IDK Tag's inventory. It's just a Divine Sunderer. That's it. Divine Sunderer and 4 deaths. That's what he's contributing to the game right now. He's definitely not a strong point for Roseville in this game so far. Just in this game, though. He's definitely had some performances.
Haywolf in trouble. The flash in from Nautilus. Nice flash out from Haywolf, but the Ignite ticking, flag and drag on top. Flappy Pants gonna get over and ulti the Warwick and get him out to safety. So, good play from the TK, avoiding giving that shutdown bounty over to the way of Minnetonka. So a very smart play coming out from Flappy Pants.
Yeah, good use of the ult there. Finrua tried to turn it with his own ult, trying to get some damage there. I don't know if he was trying to turn, if he's just trying to disengage. Could have been both. But I don't think Minnetonka wanted to take a 4v4 there. That's what it was. They're just too far down right now, except for Big Dreamer, who's up 4-0. Got a bounty now. Building the Phage here. Gonna see what happens from that. He's moving down. Could be pressuring
Garen
towards the Rift
River.
Herald.
This is going to be interesting. Garen trying to find himself a pick, but he's walking into the middle of Roseville. Garen, how much do you have? The power of Demacia is strong, but it's not 1v4 material. Shut down, going the way of Roseville, the only player with a bounty on Tonka, and that's got to take the wind out of the sails of the skippers.
That is not what you want to see. You're a Minnetonka fan. Don't want to see that shutdown. Shutdown going over to Toke. Toke having his own 700 gold bounty as a shutdown.
Oh my goodness.
Such a, just kind of an unaware play from Big Dreamer. I don't know. They just didn't have vision. They just didn't know if Roseville was convening. I
think Big Dreamer thought he was the biggest fish in the pond, and he was coming down to make a play, but little did he know that pack of piranhas was waiting for him, and he went a little bit too far into the unknown area. You can see they had wards all around too. They just missed it, I guess, because Big Dreamer ends up going down. Third dragon spawning in shortly, and it's looking to go over the way of Roseville. Right now, everything pointing to a Roseville Game 1 victory, unless Tonka can flip this script here, Clay.
Tonka's going to have to find some way to flip it. Definitely a barren possibility. We're going to see a bit of an earlier soul here. Should be, what was that, 27 minutes? We'll see the soul. So that could be a fight they could try and take. I don't think they want to,
Here he
though.
goes
Go
again.
the Elder.
Here he goes again. Garen getting stunned up, chained up, gonna drop. Rest of the team now trying to turn this fight back in their favor, but they already lost their strongest member, Clay. Nautilus gonna have to burn the ultimate and Dredgeline himself out of there. Jax taking that top lane tower. Herald coming into mid lane, and it seems like Roseville eyeing up their third dragon of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Had to move off of it, even they were on it earlier when Big Dreamer showed up. Don't want to try and give anything over. But, oh my gosh, that was some damage. But, doesn't matter. Roseville up 7k gold. Now they're jumping on. Beef Schmop. In there.
Wow. Wow, Toke just absolutely blasted that J4. Now in a 1 versus 2, not autoing the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa ultimate, it's not going to matter. That Varus is 11-0, absolutely terrorizing the Minnetonka forces.
Flashback to some earlier games we've seen from Roseville. Dominance here, 7k gold, 2 dragons. The only thing they're losing on right now is IDK tag. And he's just trying to get anything right now in this game. He's just trying to pick up some CS. He's just chilling. I think it did. Looks like Roseville finally gonna pick up this third dragon.
Everybody knows the saying, all right? Lose top lane, win game. Okay? It's just
Facts.
It's a tale as old as time. I mean, the amount of top laners that I've seen just tear it up, have a stellar performance, and it leads to absolutely nothing because it's the rest of the map is winning for Roseville. So it's like at the end of the day, Garen not getting the support that he needs, not pressuring that side lane enough and trying to draw attention to himself. And I think right now that is one of the bigger downfalls for this side of Minnetonka. You can see the gold lead. You can see the bounties on jungle, mid, and 80 carry. This Roseville squad is tearing it up right now. Kai'Sa on the run from Warwick. Toke right there to help him out. Big Dreamer trying to duel with the Lissandra, but Lissandra always able to get out of harm's way.
Yeah. And for that Lissandra getting out of there, she's got Azanias now. She's got the stasis from Lasagna. She's got the stasis from herself ult. She's got an Everfrost for disengage. This Lissandra has a ton of safety. And Mr. Chair.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Mr. Chair being able to pretty much live through anything here with the level he's going to be able to play at. Going to be a very powerful point, and we've always seen there. Toke totally far ahead for a Quick Blades, Kraken Slayer. Moving into something else now. It's going to be a power pick. No flash right now. Minnetonka could look for a pick onto him, but I don't think Roseville's going to let him get that vulnerable. Going to let him get that far away from their team, and especially Flappy Pants with that ult, and able to pull Toke out of a bad situation if he's right there. Roseville just shutting out Tonka out this game.
Is Toke building a Bloodthirster with the agility cloak and the BF sword? Is that... Don't you just need the Vampiric Scepter, or am I trolling? Because I know probably. Bloodthirster has crit now. I think that's BT. Items have been changed and reworked, and the components have been changed so much that it is kind of a guessing man's game when we're trying to figure this out. But I think that might be Bloodthirster. Nothing wrong with getting some lifesteal on the Varus.
Yeah, I'm not an 80 carry. I don't build these items very often, only in ARMs. I play jungle. I just play variety builds. I play bruiser items. I know the bruiser items. I know what I'm doing there. I know what I'm doing with a Bork and a Gore Drinker, as we see from Haywolf, Shmeep Schmop. But Roseville, all they're seeing is the Baron looking to take it down. Minnetonka doesn't have a way into this fight, and they're so far out. Moving off of it now.
The knockup lands onto the Garen. This is a tough fight. Garen flashes in onto the Lissandra. Will get stunned up. The Warwick ultimate on top. Garen going to drop first. Now the dive into the back line. Jarvan going to fall as well. Asol trying to trade back, but it's too little, too late. Tonka are hitting the fallback button. Not going to be able to get out of dodge. Kai'Sa ulting back into her own demise. It is a 20-6 kill lead the way of Roseville, and now they eye up the Baron.
4 kills picked up in that turn off of the Baron onto Tonka. Roseville getting so many resources there, and they're just expanding the lead they already had. They weren't behind, they weren't even. They're just growing this lead. This snowball is rolling down the hill, and Roseville's pushing it faster and faster. It's going. They're getting the Baron. They're going to go back. They're going to buy some items. And they're going to just push these waves and put so much pressure onto Tonka that they won't even know how to respond. They don't know how to respond to this Fed Warwick, the Fed Lissandra, the Fed Varus. It's too much for them to handle.
I mean, it's feeling like that might have been the nail in the coffin. We're up 10,000 gold. Baron is now acquired. Bloodthirster picked up the way of the Varus. Warwick working on tankiness now, adding that. So going to be quite hard to take down. And now the gold lead has just steadily grown the way of Roseville as they look to, I mean, one more solid team fight. You have Dragon Soul Point spawning in now within a minute.
That's just the
Jungle control entirely the way of Roseville. Wherever they want to go, they have control right now.
For sure.
What is Warwick doing?
What is...
He doesn't care. Cleanse out from the Kaisa. Knock up going to land from Kenshin. Kaisa's just dead. Lissandra going to one-shot the Aurelion Soul. Dunzo. That might be the game right here.
Yeah, they have the Baron buff. Wave is now coming in. It's a bit of a broken wave here. Pretty damaged. They're going to look to push onto Big Dreamer, Shmeep, Schmop, and Finrua. One's here to defend
Garen's
the base.
not even here to
AOL.
defend.
Ah, he's
Roseville
over
can
there.
end this if they want to. 10 seconds on the Kaisa, 20 on the Aurelion Soul. Right now, eyeing up a finish. Garen forced a recall. Maybe at most they get a tower. Haywolf proccing the W. Move speed is on. That tower falling lower and lower. Garen getting back to base. Kaisa has respawned. And now Roseville going to have to call it. But not unless Minnetonka say so. The Cataclysm going to land on the 3. Tom Kent's going to ulti up Mr. Chair for safety reasons. Toke takes out the first. If they front to back, this could be it right here. Varus unleashing. Triple kill for Toke. Pentakill could be on the cards. Kaisa going to ulti out to safety. But still, the game is going to drop. It's going to be game 1 going the way of Roseville.
Yeah. Haywolf getting denied a deathless game. That was some damage there. But Roseville, they're going to stomp on Minnetonka in game 1. They're going to take him out. He's trying to get another kill. He can't quite do it. The minions are focusing the Nexus. And Flappy Pants giving over a kill there at the end. But the Nexus will also be given over side of Roseville.
Wow. I mean, okay. 2 deathless players on the side of Roseville. Granted, Haywolf would have been in there if he wouldn't have gone absolute wolf mode at the end of that. I mean, dude, that is just, primal instinct coming out from Haywolf. I mean, you love to see it. But 18-0 in like 4, I think, was Toke's final score. That's disgusting. I mean, I played against a Caitlyn that dropped 20 kills earlier. Dude, 80 carries that are that fed. It's just, it hurts to play against, man. Every auto attack, you're like, come on, man. I feel that in person, man. You're hurting me. Like, let me go home. What a game, though. What a game. Any closing thoughts from game number 1 of this series?
Minnetonka, they had their way in. They had their way in through Big Dreamer. But then we saw that play where he got picked. He walked into the bottom or the top side jungle, and he went down. And it kind of just fell away from them from there. Kind of just went down. We'll have to see if Tonka can pull something out of their pocket when we go into game 2 and take down Roseville.
Absolutely. Well, Roseville folks showing up as per usual, undefeated for good reason. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, game 2 will be on the cards. Go grab your snacks now. We'll see you on the flip side.
Knowing that Limit's going to come in here short.
Push, but oh my goodness. What? Okay, 2, 3. Oh, my God.
Goal spiel. Jonah's going to be able to just float one in here. Window pop, it's not going to be Ketsui finding anything here. Now into the cage we go.
Burnsville coming out on top, 2-1 lead, and it's a clean 2-0 double kill for the set.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
You know that moment when the world goes quiet? When the static in your ears and the skitter of your pulse fall away, and for a moment, you feel ready. More than that, you feel sure. At UW River Falls, we know the feeling well, because when the world goes quiet and you step boldly into the moment, that's when you know you're a Falcon. That's when you know you're limitless.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
What does it mean to be a leader? At the University of North Dakota, we're here to find out.
It's taking my first solo flight.
Finding new ways to learn.
Rolling up your sleeve.
The world deserves leaders like you. Leaders ready to take the next step and make a difference. Because we lead our own way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just witnessed a pretty one-sided affair coming out from Roseville for game number one. Tonka definitely going to have to dig deep as we get things going for game number two. Clay, what is something that you want to see change coming into game number two for Minnetonka?
I want to see better overall control. That sounds too general because that's what all of League is about, overall control on the map. But I want to see them be able to not allow a lot of those roams we saw from Mr. Chair and those ganks we saw from Haywolf. I want them to be able to prevent those from happening, or prevent those from happening successfully, or be able to rotate their own team over to counter them with their own plays and be able to pick up some kills and some golds and some lane prio there, to be able to really get a hold of the game early and get a start.
For sure. No, I could definitely agree with that point. I mean, you gotta have a little bit more than just the Garen show, right? I mean, Garen's great. However, they weren't really playing around the strengths, right? They weren't really playing for that split push, that side lane pressure, and it ended up not really getting them too far. I believe final score was something along the lines of like 27-6, something like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere over the rainbow, something like that, man. It was tough. However, they had a few good looks in the early game, right? There was a nice bot lane fight where I believe Tonka were the ones that got the better out of the bot lane fight. They went 1-for-1 in the end. Tom Kench biting off a little more than he could chew. But, yeah, the 2v2 was pretty crazy coming out in the mid lane from the Warwick plus Mr. Chair combo. Haywolf and Mr. Chair have been that mid jungle duo for quite some time now. They definitely have that synergy, and it shows Haywolf playing around their superstar mid laner early. So we saw a lot of bans go in the way of Mr. Chair. It quite frankly doesn't matter how many mid laners you ban, because Mr. Chair is going to have one more that he can dig out and pull out. It's like he's got so many champs that he can actually play. So even going for a full out banning of Mr. Chair, it doesn't really equal success because he's got the pool, he's got deep pockets.
Yeah, you might as well just give him an Orianna and just hope you can counter it with something. You can take a counter pick, but can you counter Mr. Chair? You can counter the Orianna, but can you counter the guy behind him? That's what Tonka's got to do.
That
They
is
got to
the
counter.
question.
Yeah, they got to counter the players behind the champs. Draft. Hoping to see a little bit more draft, or a little bit more from draft, for that matter. We saw the Jarvan coming out for Shmeeshmop, and I didn't really feel like they had any combos to go with that Jarvan and the Cataclysm on the ult. The only real one was the Aurelion Soul ulting on top of the Cataclysm to get like that guaranteed stun. But I just want to see a little bit more focus there, because Shmeeshmop was making good roams and he was moving around the map. Against the Warwick, it was a little rough in 1v1s, but he was trying to play with his team and trying to get those ganks, and Jarvan has gank pressure, so I want to see them be able to work with that a little bit more.
For sure. Yeah, well said. Warwick is definitely tough to deal with. He's speedy as all heck, getting around the map quicker than you'd expect. And I think that really threw the side of Minnetonka off in that game number one. We'll have to see what they decide to do going into this second pick ban. I'm interested to see what they decide to target, because their biggest strength was Big Dreamer in the top lane. You got to get him something that he can not just pop off on, but carry and scale with as well. I mean, there's not a ton of champions that can do that, but there's a few that come to mind. I mean, even if he was on that Jax in that last game, right? Jax scaling a whole awfully lot better than the Garen. Garen really single target is best you can kind of get. I mean, his ultimate's great at executing one person. And then it's okay, what's Garen actually going to do? He's just going to spin around, spin that sword, and spin to win, right?
Well, he did not spin to win in game one.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But
they spun into a bit of a spiral of a loss there. Just kind of lost control and fell apart. We're going to have to see some adaptation. Yeah,
sorry,
adaptations from Tonka. See what they're going to change up here. Because they had good moments. They had good plays. They had that one bot lane play you mentioned, and I really think that was good. That Nautilus Kaisa, I really like that lane. I don't think they had the aggression they wanted to into that Tom Kench. Could have played into him more. He's good defense, but before his ult, you can still get onto Token. You can still hook Token. You can still hit him with the Nautilus ult, get the knockup. It's still possible to kill him with the Kench there. It's just a little harder.
Yeah. No, agreed. I think the one thing that we could note is for the side of the Minnetonka bot lane, you get that level 2 advantage. You got to try to get that trade. You have to. It's in the game for a reason. I mean, everybody knows level 2 bot lane, whoever dings that level 2 first is looking for the all-in aggro play. And they got it, and then they didn't go for it. So that to me was kind of I kind of scratched my head a little bit, and I was like, wait a second. They hit level 2 with an insanely bursty bot lane, which is I was just going to say Cautelus. Kaisa Nautilus. I was just going to say both of them at the same time because we've seen it so often. But dude, everybody knows they can blow people up. And we just don't even dredge line in. So aggression when it's needed has to come out for the side of Minnetonka. You got to know when to take your fights. And you can't really miss your windows, because if you miss these windows against a squad like Roseville, they are going to capitalize and they're going to take advantage, folks. Pick ban or pro draft currently going down. We will be loading into champion select shortly after that. Let's go for round 2 of who we think we're going to see. No? No? That's no bueno. But okay, let's go back to my point here. What are we thinking that we're going to see going into game 2 here, Clay? Give me a champ.
All right.
I'll give you a champ after. I like putting you on the spot first. Gives me more time to think.
I'm thinking back to Minnetonka's previous series a week ago against Mounds View, I believe it was. They lost game 1. It was a bit closer, but they lost game 1. What did Schmeep Schmop do in the next 2 games they won? Play Briar. So I have to put it out there. New champ, Briar, personally to me, she's a lot of fun. Definitely could be an interesting pick to see. And Roseville might not be aware that that Schmeep Schmop has played it, or might not be aware that it could be a powerful pick and might not ban it. So
that is
also
true.
No pressure to Schmeep Schmop.
The thing about Briar too is she's a really good dueler, right? She's really good in the 1v1, and that's something that it looked like Hey Wolf was opting for a lot. Lots of invades early on the Jarvan, and Schmeep Schmop couldn't really do anything about it. We saw him flag and drag out of his own jungle multiple times within the first 10 minutes. And if that's going down, I mean, you're winning the mental warfare from the get-go, right? If he doesn't even get to farm through his camps on the first couple of clears and he's already getting invaded and pushed out, I mean, that kills the mentality of a jungler. You know, yeah,
yeah,
you and I
we
both
would
know.
We would know.
We don't have to go down that path, because it's frankly, I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. You know, I do it to the enemies. I love pushing them out of their jungle, but it's like, you know, it's a sucky feeling. So we'll have to see what kind of support Minnetonka can provide to Big Dreamer up in the top lane going for game number 2. Do you have any final little tidbits or any interesting points you want to make before we get going? What does Minnetonka got to do to produce a W here in game 2? I mean, we said Briar. Briar could be that hidden factor, but if you had anything else.
They got to win some lane. They got to win like at least. I mean, they did win top lane, but they didn't do anything with it, and it's top lane. They got to kind of be even in mid. They kind of be even in bot. They gotta find a way to deal with the carries from
100%.
Roseville.
Yeah, 100%. You can't just hard lose in both those lanes, especially when it's such a mid and 80 carry centric game. I mean, they do what, like 80% of damage on average, you know,
well, I mean,
about
Mr.
like
Chair
70
does 40 of that, so.
Yeah, like 70 to 75% of the damage on average from league games like comes from mid and 80 carry. So it's like, realistically, mid and ADC are going to have to step up a little bit for Minnetonka if we're going to keep this one rolling and push for a map number 3. You know, you can't ban out Mr. Chair. That's my note. You know, I've seen countless teams try. Doesn't matter. He'll pull out a different champion that we haven't seen before and just absolutely pop off. So interested to see how things are going to go, but I fear to say, if Roseville get going on another fast early game and they find that lead, I think that'll be a hole that Minnetonka will very much struggle to crawl out of. And I can't quite say that they will be able to push it to a map 3. So they got to have a stronger early game, Clay.
For sure. League definitely has 3 phases. It's got early game, it's got mid game, and it's got late game. And early game just sets up for mid and late. You can win through mid and late with scaling, but you have to be stable in the early game. You don't have to win it, but you have to be at least stable. That's why we didn't see the Aurelian pick from last game really do anything, because he just lost lane. He was so far behind the pace of Mr. Chair. He couldn't find a way to do what we've seen Aurelian do with that supreme scaling and those ults and those big black holes and big stars he's throwing at you. There's ways that he can make it happen, but we didn't see it.
Got to have a more stable early game. I like that game plan for Minnetonka. Roseville, they're going to be coming at us with exactly the same recipe of success that we've seen throughout the whole season. I mean, it's aggressive, it's in your face, it's roaming around, making plays first, and it seems to be the recipe for success. I mean, you know, mid lane and jungle teaming up and pulling up to bot lane for a 4-man is literally as classic League of Legends as it gets, man. Party in the bot lane, for better or for worse, has been the meta for I don't even know how many years. 7, maybe 10. Like, dude, it's been a crazy long amount of time. So, you know, win bot lane, win game is like usually how it goes.
For sure.
Because
Just
like
make
that
sure
just bleeds into the rest of the map.
yeah, just make sure the top laner is exiled from that party. He's on a list and he can't come in. We don't associate with
he's
those
on the
top
no invite
laners.
list.
Yeah.
He's on
Yeah,
the
you
no
got a
invite list.
bouncer. Just
there's
nope.
Yeah, there's only a few top laners that can really still have that bot lane presence, and the biggest ones that come to my mind, Shen and Gangplank, right? I mean, pretty obvious
Shen,
universal ultimates. We've seen Shen before. Granted, it didn't have the most Shen-like behavior. We didn't see enough of those ultimates. Stand United?
Yes, it is Stand United.
Stand United, because he's ulting to his teammate, and then it's like, yo, here's a fat 600 HP shield. Make sure you're on top of this guy because I want to taunt him when I pull up next to you. All right, thank you. But we are lobbying up. We are getting in draft, folks. Good news is on the way. Champion select for game number 2, and it is blind pick. This is absolute insanity. I think we can just let it run anyways because it doesn't actually technically matter. The only thing that I know is that we can't pause the game if something actually happens. But you know what? It makes the pick man go way faster. So let's just run it. Just run it. Why not? I mean, they already did the pick ban in pro draft, so it's like technically it doesn't actually matter. The only thing is that, yeah, I'm aware. We're good on that. hey, nothing wrong with a good old blind pick. Bringing me back to my pre-level 30 days.
Yeah, way back when. Still wearing a Nook, still got a bib on.
Absolutely. Oh, that's good stuff. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Also, I like the Caitlyn. I'm a big fan of Caitlyn. I think she's a great champ. Good potential, damage, range. I like that. Also, the Cassidy is kind of interesting there. This Cassidy,
dude,
don't see him too often.
Yeah, the Cassidy is even more of like a heavy scaler than the Aurelion Sol was last game. I mean, like, he's so bad. Like pre-11. Like, you know, he doesn't do a lot. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But we see what we see. Darius and Jarvan coming through for the top side of Minnetonka. So opting for Garen's counterpart. I mean, you go from Garen to Darius. It doesn't get much like meat and potatoes, if you will, than that for top lane. One of them's the good guy, one of them's the bad guy. So he went from, you know, he was on his Demacian arc, and now he's turned Noxus after one game of a loss like that. But dude, I think Darius is better than the Garen, just simply due to the fact that, you know, if you really get going and he's tanky and he gets some Noxian guillotine resets, Buddy can pop off. You know, he can essentially Garen ult multiple people now. It's not the same thing, but it's basically the same thing.
For sure.
What are you seeing that you're liking from that draft?
From Minnetonka's or just anyone?
You can go anywhere. Yeah, anywhere with it.
All right. I gotta say, Mr. Chair's on Syndra. That's a lot of damage and a lot of playmaking potential with the scatter, the weak, and the all. Lots of just single target burst there. Mr. Chair can execute on anyone. Syndra is going to be a bit more powerful than someone else who could play the Rel support. It was Rel support, right? From Minnetonka.
I believe I saw a Rel in there for Minnetonka.
Yeah, it was
I think
Rel.
you're right.
It was Rel. So also some playmaking
Rel
potential
Caitlyn, right?
there. Yeah, Rel Caitlyn.
Rel Caitlyn against, what was it, Ezreal Yumi on the other side?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So interesting for sure. What did we have for top lane for the side of Roseville? Haywolf on the Warwick again?
Yes,
Did I see
it
that?
was Haywolf.
Yeah.
It was Haywolf on Warwick. Top lane. You know, it's top lane. We don't need to talk about. Doesn't matter. It's not important.
Doesn't matter? All right, it doesn't matter. Well, I don't remember either, dude. IDK tag. I don't know what champion it was, honestly. So IDK tag doing his job, living up to his name. I'm the one thing I'll say is the Tom Kench Varus has a ton more kill threat than the Ezreal Yumi. Ezreal Yumi, literally the most uninteractive, passive bot lanes known to man. We all know it. I mean, like, they do nothing but sit back and just shoot at you. All right?
Yeah.
And they're just safe as can be. I mean, Ezreal has a flash built into his kit. Let's think about that for a second. You know? It's pretty gross.
It is. Roseville definitely got some potential over there. I mean, Ezreal, he can carry, but he's pretty much a situational pick. I don't think he's like a standard. You should always
Yeah.
try and ban this or pick this. He's not necessarily a power pick. He can work in a lot of situations. I think the Caitlyn Rell is definitely going to have way more prio in lane. The Rell can jump on you with the crash down, hit you with the shattering strikes, go in with a magnet storm. She's got plenty of CC, plenty of potential for picking off someone, getting plays going, getting pressure down. So that is a good point for Minnetonka to be able to win this against that Caitlyn Rell in the bot lane.
Yeah, Caitlyn Rell. I mean, Minnetonka going back for another kind of kill-heavy lane, right? They had the Kai'Sa Nautilus game 1, now going for the Caitlyn Rell. Lots of pressure can be applied. This is just, they're going to have to come through and make it happen, right? Because if you don't, I mean, I'm almost positive Ezreal Yumi outscales the Caitlyn. Caitlyn's really strong. Best thing about her is the outranging of her autos. She's got the longest auto attack range in the game. And frankly, can basically sit at a safe-ish range with that 90 caliber net as well, able to get out of harm's way if she needs it. Rell going to be a very good protector in that aspect. And I think that you got to be playing for aggressive pressure in the bot lane, and you got to be playing for early plates. Ezreal Yumi lack the wave clear. Okay, I mean, they have good sustain, but Yumi by her lonesome, very pickable with the Rell Caitlyn. So going to have to be very careful with when you are hopping out of Ezreal and when you're staying in, right? It's going to be a situational kind of thing like we've talked about. So big highlight points. I mean, we got mirror matchup again, or not mirror matchup, but same matchup as game 1 for the junglers. Hey Wolf definitely getting the better of that. We'll see if Schmeep Schmop can pick it up here in game number 2, but interested to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, Minnetonka going to have to win that bot lane because they're not going to win mid lane. That's a Syndra into a Kassadin. Mr. Chair is going to...
that's no fun.
We're going to see a solo killer too. It's going to happen. Just has to. Mr. Chair.
Yeah, AOL's going to have to be smart with his positioning. I mean, he's playing melee into range. Syndra, very good at chipping down those melee style matchups. I mean, she's honestly one of the best control mages for that. Whenever they come up for that cannon minion, scatter the weak almost on a platter for you. So it's like Kassadin survived to level 6, and then you're doing all right. But if they can put this Kassadin down and out early, then that is a big, big win for the side of Roseville. So eyes will be peeled on the mid jungle top side of the matchup for sure. Bot lane should be prioritized for Minnetonka. They're going to have the winning / pushing lane off the get-go. So now it comes down to execution, Clay, and this is where, we usually find ourselves. You can draft as good as you want. You can have the best counters, whatever it is, but it comes down to execution at the end of the day. And if you can't really hang with the best, then you're going to fall like the rest. That's not how the saying goes, but nobody's dying here today. So we'll let it slide. All right, here we go, folks. Game number 2 of the evening, potential series and match point here for Roseville. Tonka must-win game if they want to push things to 3.
All right, looks like the exact same jungle start from Roseville that we saw last game, and pretty much the exact same start from Minnetonka. So this is just thrilling for me. Can you hear the sarcasm in my voice, or does it not come through on the mic? Doesn't matter.
I think I heard that. I think I heard a pinch of that sarcasm.
Yeah. Well, they're moving in a little bit more though, so maybe a little action there. Just poking around, trying to see if they can get some information. Looks like they got a ward down on the red buff, if I'm seeing that correctly. And it looks like Champ played the Malphite. That's what they went for in the top lane. Bit of a switch out there.
Yeah. They changed the player too.
Yeah, it's Champ now.
IDK tag's gone, and now they're bringing in Mr. Double C.
Yeah. THI Champ. We're just going to leave it at that.
CC Champ. How about that? Because that's what
Champ.
Malphite is. He's a CC Champ.
He is. He can jump on you with the ult, just come out of nowhere, come out of vision. Almost scarier than the Warwick jumping out. A Malphite jumping on your whole team.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It is.
Unstoppable force. Like, dude, no thank you. The last thing I need is getting sent mile high by a Malphite. Oh my god. Big Dreamer ghosting from behind Malphite. He's running. He's trying to get out of here. The crippling strike right away stacks onto the Malphite. If he gets to 5, this might just be a dead rock. Another crippling
Flash.
strike, the follow flash. He's just going to bleed him down, bro. This is
Yeah.
foul play coming out from Darius. An absolute cheese to start out the game. He gets up to triple bush. I mean, bro, we loaded into blind pick. It's almost like this was meant to be. That's the most blind pick play I've seen in my life.
For sure. Big Dreamer
You
going with
can't make that up.
Yeah, Big Dreamer going with the Ghost Flash here. No TP, no Ignite, nothing there. Some all mobility spells. And Champ's going Grasp here. He's going to be trying to play into the Darius to get some of those stacks. Darius going to be able to definitely beat him in damage. Definitely be able to push the lane out, push that. We're going to have to see if that top lane matchup develops into anything like we saw last game from Dreamer on the Garen, being able to pick up the early kills, being able to pick up lots of gold, but unable to turn it into a win from Minnetonka. Roseville definitely going to be looking up there with Haywolf.
I mean, the big note that I'm seeing is, went all in for that early game cheese play. And granted, you got the best outcome you could get, right? Darius getting that first blood, gold going the way of Tonka. So already a bit of a gold lead, especially because of the CS department coming out from the Caitlyn Rel side, as well as Warwick not getting that early pressure onto Shmeep Shmop, who gets to full clear his jungle and will come out with a level 4 start. So already off to a better start, but now as I say it, Haywolf taking a gander into the opposite side jungle, sees the Jarvan trying to recall. Can he get there in time to stop it? Jarvan gets out in time.
Yeah, Cameron.
Scout of the week gonna land on AOL.
Yeah, Cameron didn't look over in there at time to see how close he was. It looked pretty close from the mini-map. Haywolf almost getting on a Shmeep Shmop. Could have even been a kill going over if he had managed to cancel that recall, but no such kill here. Minnetonka opening up a 900 gold lead. This is, I think, the first gold lead of the series they've had. So already seeing massive improvements in the early game from Tonka over Roseville. Big CS lead, Darius.
Haywolf trying to fight for this crab, but Smite is up for the J4. He's not even going to contest it. This is that kind of unknown. Like, you have priority in the bot side, and you just give that bottom crab when you don't have to. You know that Warwick burned Smite. You know he didn't have it available, but in the end, going to opt to not take the chances against the Warwick. Mr. Chair lighting up the Casadino in mid lane.
Yeah,
so good start in the mid, but now charge in for the Rel. Ezreal steps on a trap, going for that cupcake. Will get popped a little bit, but good shielding from the Yuumi to keep him sustained.
Yeah, and Yuumi, Flappy Pants. He spent the exhaust there onto the Caitlyn, trying to engage a little bit. Only Summoner spell getting spent in that engagement. So we're still seeing Summoners up for pretty much everyone, except for that top side where we see the Ghost now coming back up for Big Dreamer. Flash still down for him and Champ. So definitely some potential there for a gank top. Chunk going on to Finarua. Hold in. See what happens
Ghost
here.
again. No flash available. This is a dead rock. Dead rock, boys. R.I.P. F for respect, because that rock is, I mean, we all know. Yeah. So this is the big highlight. You subbed out IDK tag. This is, and not to blame, Mr. CC, but this is already a much, much worse start in the top lane. 44 CS to 9. That is
what?
Unspeakable. Yeah, dude. Because he froze the wave. He froze the wave. Malphite can't walk up. He's flashless. Darius is just going to beat his head in. Like, all right, and the only other good thing is Tonka, Cassidy got to 6 without dying. So, wins across the board for Minnetonka this game to get things going for game number 2.
For sure.
Warwick's trying to get Dragon going as well for the side of Roseville. Not trying to, he is. He's biting that Dragon. And he's getting that Dragon.
Yeah, Tonka opening up 1.3k, 1.4k gold lead here early. I believe it was a bit of an opposite story in terms of gold last game. Maybe Roseville is even farther ahead. But what's similar is that the play is coming through Big Dreamer. He's got 2 solo kills on the Champ. We saw at least 2 in the previous game on the IDK tag. So we're going to have to see if Tonka can actually win through him this time, or be able to win through that bot lane in combination with him. Definitely a possibility for Tonka to win here. Toak gonna flash in there. not the Flash, the E, I should say. Arcane Shift or something? I'm not sure.
Yep, Arcane Shift, exactly.
Arcane Shift.
That's it.
I do know
I
my
know,
stuff.
I know most of the older league champs. Yeah, most of the older league champs, I usually got their abilities, but like, I've been out of touch for a little bit as of recency. I just got back to Emerald in solo queue though, so I'm kind of starting to grind a little bit again.
That new rank.
Well, I shouldn't say got back to Emerald. It's a brand new rank. So I just got into Emerald. Trying to get back to Diamond would be more of the correct thing to say. Ezreal chipping away at the bot lane. Rel falling about half HP. Warwick passive coming up. Usually dissuades bot lanes. You know, they think that he's closer than he is, but now it's speaking of the devil and he shows up, right? I mean, he is just a hellhound, it seems.
No ult, though.
Warwick, no ult, but, I mean, a good Q chomp on a low HP target can do you some wonders.
Yeah, just kind of hovering there on bot lane.
Good pull on to the Malphite. See, this is where it gets interesting, Clay, is like, you can only do so much as the Darius, right? We did see him dive tower a couple times, but it's way harder to dive this Malphite. Way harder to dive this Malphite. And Darius not packing as much bursty true damage as Garen does, right? So, if Malphite plays it right, plays close to tower, should be able to negate a lot of the solo killing that we saw. Granted, big lead still. 73 CS at 83 minutes is no joke for Mr. Darius in the top lane. Big dreamer, trying to dream big. There he goes again. Flash out immediately.
Oh, the pull.
He should be okay, though. But Flash expended another 5-minute cooldown. We'll see that back around the 1350 mark.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair eating a tower shot. Kassadin very happy and okay with this scale for scale, trying to play life. But Haywolf not okay with the scaling department. The ultimate is going to be a dead Kassadino. Syndra ultimate on top, and there it is. Mr. Chair and Haywolf, the dynamic duo for Roseville, teaming up for their first of the game.
Yep, and that's a 40 CS lead for Mr. Chair as well. Dominated in this early laning here. Definitely what we predicted in draft with the Syndra into the Kassadin. And a bit of a play. Oh, and the Haywolf going to flash out. Still walking up,
in trouble, though. Big Dreamer going to get the Noxian Guillotine and picking up his third of the game. This Darius now on a killing spree.
Yeah, just like last game, except on a different champ this time. Rival of Garen, the lore.
I'd say pretty much. I mean, I don't know if it's guaranteed, but it really feels like it. Like
guaranteed
Darius is like, yeah, that's funny, man. I don't even try. That's why they got the God King skins though against each other, right? God King Garen, God King Darius. Those are both BA skins.
For sure. Low health bars on the side of the Minnetonka bot lane, getting poked out by Talk. Did I say that right? Yeah, Talk. I don't know what I'm doing here. I want to see Shmeep Shmop make gank. We haven't really seen him do anything. He had that ult onto Haywolf we saw just a couple minutes ago that just forced the flash out, but I mean, it's a Warwick. He's just going to run so fast. He runs faster than Flash can ever take you, pretty much. So I want to see some pressure from that Jarvan.
Look at this. Gary's just eating these auto attacks from Malphite, not giving a care. Going to grab that plate and then hop out of turret range.
Haywolf is
bot lane having to recall. They spot Haywolf on a vision ward. Darius has red buff. Holy buckets. Oh, he ulted Haywolf. That's why he got red buff. I thought he just walked into enemy jungle and just took red buff. I go, that's another big tilter for junglers. When the enemy top laner is so ahead that he just walks into your jungle and says, nope, this is mine now. You can go farm bot side, buddy. I'll be taking these camps from now. I turned into Jax right there while I was saying that. But that's basically how all top laners sound in my head.
I was going to say something more like a moon.
Darius ganking mid lane.
Oh,
3v1. Mr. Chair going to get out. Haywolf with the fear onto one. The flash Cataclysm immediately flashed by Mr. Chair. The ulti out from Haywolf should get these Roseville players out to safety. But now Darius down in the bottom half of the river, and they're going to force Dragon. So Big Dreamer trying to bring his gold lead elsewhere, and it's definitely paying dividends right now for the side of Minnetonka.
For sure, if you're a Tonka fan, you're feeling good right now. 12 minutes in, they got a big gold lead, 2,000. They got a dragon. They got that carry from Big Dreamer. This is what you wish had happened last game. It could be a draft diff. It could be an execution diff. I think it's a little more draft with the Caitlyn Well priority over the Ezreal Yumi. I think that's a big part of how Minnetonka's being able to be much more successful with their early game control here. But for Roseville, if you're cheering for them, you already see, you're just looking at Mr. Chair right now. You're like, oh, he's up 40 CS, and he's on a Syndra, and he's Mr. Chair, so he's just going to win regardless. But we're going to have to see if he can bring it out. Stun landing onto AOL. Bunch of damage there, too.
Yeah,
AOL
damage.
having a rough time.
Big Dreamer is down a level to the Malphite. How does that even make sense, dude? Like, the game, bro, you can't even... I mean, Riot just needs to answer for that one. Like, seriously. He's up 46 CS and 3 kills, and he's down a level. Like, I'm actually upset about that. Bro! That is nonsense. Riot, fix your game.
Well, I think Champ
Ryan, he's going to hit level 10. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I think Champ needs to fix his
gameplay,
though.
Sense. Oh, for sure. Champ needs to fix that gameplay, but he's soaking more XP than Mr. Darius. I guess that's the sacrifice Darius took for going down and fighting for the dragon, right? That's the only possible thing that could equal that. He missed like a wave.
Yeah, that's it.
That Malphite soaked in XP.
Yep, 50 CS, just pushing you out. Champ having a rough time. AOL, Minnetonka having a rough time. Just a couple players. The bot lane has not been nearly as volatile as we were expecting it. Obviously, the Caitlyn up about 20 CS there over Toke on the Ezreal, but we haven't seen any kills go over. We also haven't seen that much pressure from Shmeep Shmop or Haywolf, which is something I'm kind of looking for here.
True. And the thing is this Caitlyn Rel should be looking for more kill pressure than they have been. It feels like this Ezreal Yumi's kind of been getting away with where they are weakest in the game, right? They're weakest in the game in this early stage.
Oh,
Mr. Chair pulling up, Scatter the Weak onto Rel, who stays under tower. Solo Bolo going to get taken out for that. A bit of a miscomm. Now the Yumi ultimate onto the J4, going to root him up. Noxian Guillotine onto the Malphite. Bleeding, gone. Rampage for Big Dreamer on the Darius. All of the gold, all of the kills on his back. Can he put Minnetonka back on the map and carry him through this game number 2? Only time will tell.
Yeah, it's the same story as last game. Down. But Minnetonka is winning right now. They are up gold. They are up CS in everywhere except the mid lane. We don't want to talk about that one. But AOL now has level 11. He's scaling. He's getting stronger as he goes on. Awolf, bit of a rough spot there. So we're going to have to see if AOL can start making plays with the cast and ult, can hit a good silence, hit big damage. We're going to have to see if that happens. But Mr. Chair is massively accelerated, picking up the mid lane at tier 1 turret there, as is Ludens, has a Magi's with 2 stacks as well, 142 CS, playing very well here. Got the first strike for that extra gold too. First strike Syndra is meta if I'm correct, right?
I'm pretty sure first strike is meta on a lot of people right now. Haywolf flashing in, going for the Terrify. Caitlyn 90 caliber nets out. Yumi expends the exhaust. Mr. Chair trying to run down Jarvan in his own jungle. He's done. Flashing late. The ultimate was already going. Flashes to his death. Now Caitlyn under tower. Splits the gates on a field goal attempt there. Haywolf under tower, going to get rooted up by the Rel, but the tower aggro splits just right, and Roseville are going to regain the kill lead, still down about 500 gold, but now pumping some life back into game number 2.
It's
and
the
taking
same
the tower
story.
lead, and the gold lead's even.
Same story as game 1. Big Dreamer is so far ahead on the enemy top laner, but the rest of the map is going over to Roseville. They're dominating in the bot lane, at least in terms of kills. They're dominating in the mid lane in terms of pretty much everything. And that's 2 lanes they're winning versus Minnetonka's 1 lane they're winning. So, oh my goodness,
wow.
That was disgusting.
Unstoppable I mean, he's doing everything in his willpower to make it happen. He took a lot of tower shots, and he's overstaying his welcome, and he's going to get punished for this, unfortunately. Mr. Chair's here. He flashes out, but Haywolf and Mr. Chair are going to take him out, and that is the worst possible outcome. Mr. Chair pulling up and picking up 1,000 flippin' gold for that kill. Or 900, whatever it was, bro. I mean, half an item to Mr. Chair. They get Dragon for it, though. That's the only... Oh, my goodness, man. Like, poor Big Dreamer. Thought he went huge. You know, gets his 5th of the game. And then he gets absolutely run down by Haywolf and Mr. Chair. Now, 2 items completed for this Syndra. Shadow Flame and... It's not Luden's Echo. It's like Luden's Tempest or something.
Tempest,
Yeah. So there you go. They do get a dragon for it. So 2 dragons to 1 now. Roseville. Back with the gold lead, though. That shutdown literally propelled them in front with the gold lead.
For sure. I've been saying it this whole game, Skip. It's been the same story. Except this time, Dreamer got 5 kills instead of 4 kills before he started dying. So I guess a little bit better there. And they've had better control of the... Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! Goodbye! I mean, that's... Okay, that's literally all we have to see. If you want to sum this game up in one clip, that's going to be it. Because Mr. Chair is going to start doing that to everybody for the remainder of this game. Knocks Rel out of the jump. Rel pops ultimate. Not even going to be able to survive. Goodbye, buddy. Sayonara. 1v2 in the bot lane. This is Mr. Chair's game to lose now. Hate to say it, folks, but already look at how quickly things have shifted back in Roseville favor. Arcane shift out for the Ezreal. Warwick getting grabbed up. Cataclysm down. The ultimate healing, though, onto the Jarvan.
Jesus.
They just completely blast him. Big Dreamer's going to go down, too. This might just be the game getting blown wide open right here, right now. Tonka's hopes and dreams sinking with that shutdown to Mr. Chair.
Shelly charge. Massive damage onto that tier 3 turret. Huge base pressure there. They're going to get control over this jungle. They're going to get control over the game. They're going to get control over everything they're looking for. Could even look for, like, I don't know, an early Baron or something. And Mr. Chair, he's just sitting there. He's just a turret. He doesn't even care. Nobody can walk up on him. He'll hit you with the scatter the weak. Then he'll hit you with all of his damage. And you're not even going to have time to think before you're gone. Mr. Chair is just such a strong... Every time we watch him, I can't believe that he's just this good.
Yeah, he just goes crazy, man. Every game. I don't know if we've seen a bad game yet from him, which is pretty crazy to say out loud, but, like, legit. Guy just mid-gaps every game. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Big Dreamer showing back up to the top lane. It's flashing away. He's got no tier 1 tower, so Darius can run him down. He burns the ultimate to get away as well, but, I mean, Darius is still going to run him down. He might not make it out of this. I think he's dead.
Yeah, no rotations either side.
He's literally just dead.
Just gonna be
Ezreal and Yuumi are on the way, but it doesn't matter. Jarvan now pulling up to the function. Ghost for Darius.
Maybe.
This is, the bleed ran out. He's got to restack everything. Exhaust going down. Jarvan was thinking about helping, and then he pump faked. Got to be a little bit quicker than that, especially against a team like Roseville with how fast they move around the map macro-wise. Always looking to make the next play.
Yeah, they're moving around good. Moving over here, getting some pressure in every lane except the top one right now. Big Dreamer pushing that out. And since they have such a powerful pick in Mr. Chair, he's like a final boss. He's just moving around the map, and you just kind of want to stay away from him, but he's just moving towards you at all times. So you have to be able to pressure the whole map at one time, because Mr. Chair can't be at the whole map for the entire game. He can only be in some parts, but him moving around, it's like he's got an aura around him, just a big ring, just like a no man's land for Minnetonka. They don't want to be that close to Mr. Chair, and they're on to the Baron right now, Haywolf and Chair.
Darius is going to spot this out, though. Now Haywolf, only level 11, a very early Baron call coming through from the likes of Roseville, but going for it regardless. Rel on the way, Jarvan spotted on bottom half of the map, getting pinged out. Roseville going to call it off, though. Not tanky enough to sit there and tank through that Baron. Malphite in spawn, has the teleport available. Dragon number 4 on the verge of spawning in within the minute. Haywolf going to realize that he's on a ward. Darius playing the tango a little bit too close to him, knowing that he had something on his mind.
Yeah. That dragon
Now Darius
spawning.
is looking to go aggressive. Haywolf's still here. If Darius goes too far forward, Haywolf can cancel, but he's not going to. So Volley have to be a little bit more careful now.
Dragon spawning in just a second. Could be a bit of a pressure point. We see the bot lane of Minnetonka, I believe. Or no, just the Rel, actually. Over there, Big Dreamer.
Darius just flashing on him straight up.
Ooh.
Yumi ultimate gonna get expended now. Big Dreamer biting off way more than he can chew.
Oh.
Wow, he didn't die. That was so close.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was very close.
Mountain Dragon spawning in.
Oh my
Jarvan in trouble. Wowza. A little overkill, committing the Syndra ult as well, but locking down the jungler means securing that neutral objective. Dragon number 4 going to go the way of Roseville. Top tier 1 turret going to go the way of Roseville. That gold lead now, Clay, starting to get a little bit bigger, 3K and counting. And Roseville starting to out macro the likes of Minnetonka.
Yeah, they're outplaying Minnetonka. Every corner here, 2-2 Dragons now. Minnetonka picked up those 2 earlier when they were ahead in this game. And one thing we got to highlight is AOL is going to have to be able to scale and carry, but I don't know if he can scale and carry into a super fed Syndra with a 14-stack Magi Soul Stealer and Toke, who's also fed. I'm going to say it again, and I know everyone's getting sick of it, but this looks like the same thing that happened last game, just a little bit closer.
Yeah, Tonka, had a big lead in the early stages of the game, all off the back of Big Dreamer in that top lane doing work on the Darius. Haywolf going to get pulled, not all the way over the wall, though. That was interesting. Bounced him off the wall. Luckily for Haywolf, going to be able to finish off that Gromp and then get out of dodge. Wards galore spotting them in this bush, so not super sneaky as they may think. Syndra now, though, here to bait it a little bit. Darius walking back over. Slow gonna miss. Syndra now makes her presence known.
Better back
Scouted
up.
the weak onto the Darius. Such good damage. I mean, just gonna ult him for chip. He's gonna have to reset. 3/4 HP, full combo.
Yeah.
And that's their strongest member, which means this tier 2 tower gonna start to eat a whole lot of damage.
We're gonna go down here. Roseville sending 4 up to pressure this top lane. They got Toke solo against AOL. The bot lane, determined pressure. Wave in mid, just kind of chilling in the middle of mid. It's kind of chilling there. And Roseville, I think they're just kind of chilling in this game. They're just waiting for an opportunity to take a Baron, or maybe they're waiting for that next Dragon spawn. They're just waiting to where they can pull Minnetonka into a fight, good fight for them, and just take it down, take down them all, and then they're going to look to take over
Oh my
the game.
goodness,
That's
a
so
dead
much
Willy.
damage.
Oh, no ultimate available. I forgot. Mr. Chair in trouble. Darius popping the ghost. Flash into the Raptors pit.
Wolf.
Nice Q from the Warwick. Going to dodge out on the Jarvan EQ. Now ulting up that Darius. Unstoppable force onto 3. The 3-man Ezreal ult on top. So much damage going back the way of Roseville. But the Darius ultimate resets are coming through. Big Dreamer having a big team fight. Casadino going to pick up a double kill. And Minnetonka sparking some life back into this one. Now eyes set on the Baron Nashor.
They're looking for the Baron, and they're looking to find a comeback into this game. They had the early lead, and then it fell apart in moving into the middle game. But that team fight was huge. We saw that massive ult from Big Dreamer onto whoever it was that just got killed by that. 4 kills going over to Minnetonka there for only the 1 spent from Schmeep. And Toke cannot steal this Baron by himself. Gonna go down a little slow here, just because little low damage. Caitlyn only has a Storm Razor.
Falling kind of low. They should be able to get this. No smite to
Finrua.
secure. Ezreal ultimate just got up.
There's no
Ezreal
way.
ultimate just
There's
got
no
up.
way!
Oh my gosh, dude. I thought it was happening. I thought it was happening. Oh my goodness.
That would
Dude, that was getting way too close. I know. And it would have been so tragic for Minnetonka. Like, they didn't deserve that. You know, they finally win their first big fight of the entire series just for Ezreal to snipe Baron away with an ultimate. I probably would have cried on stream. You know, just to be completely honest.
Yeah, you would have seen.
I think Big Dreamer, we would have seen a summoner has disconnected, and Big Dreamer would have been getting offline
At this point. Yeah, definitely. But Roseville pressuring a little bit bot here. Dragon's not going to spawn up for a minute though. Schmeep picking up a red buff here. Going to be double buffed. Going to be triple buffed if you count the Baron too. Racking up those buffs. I guess you could get an Elder too later. Quad buffed. It's not really a term.
Yeah, I mean, it technically is rare to see it.
I guess.
I will say, Kassadin 16 now online. Okay,
Huge.
Ultimate at its shortest cooldown. Everything about him. He's a straight up killer now. Kassadin is a real champion at level 16. One of the most dangerous mid laners at this stage of the game. The biggest point and thing that I'm realizing, Haywolf not nearly as powerful as he was in the previous game. That Warwick had a big lead, had the item advantage. This game, not the same. Now, Rel caught out in a bit of a sticky situation, not mounted currently, has to flash away. Warwick gonna stun her up with the ultimate. Now remounted, can W out if she needs, but gonna hold on to it for now.
Yeah, Big Dreamer. Pressuring this top wave, huge. TP coming in from Champ, but I mean, Champ's not going to beat him in the 1v1. He might have just teleported straight into his death. He's getting some good damage down.
He's going to ulti away, but Darius going to follow flash. Now Darius is under tower. Big Dreamer going to just find this one for free. Champ not respecting what the Darius is capable of. Now, Dragon being taken. Syndra trying to recall to go deal with this Darius. If Syndra recalls, this fight will not go their way. Schmeep not even going to go for the steal. Just going to give that one over. Darius now onto the top inhibitor, and he's so dead, it's not even funny. I mean, yeah, one scout of the week, and you get full comboed by the Syndra. You kiss it goodbye. You're going, and we'll see you in 40 seconds, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Better gameplay from Minnetonka, though. They got that Baron. They've gotten some dragons from way earlier, but they haven't entirely been able to capture some huge advantages. If they had managed to get that top inhib, that would have been very big. Got some very big pressure in the top lane with those super minions pouring in. But the Baron buff was good. They're now pretty much evening up the goal, just a little bit ahead. But they don't necessarily have quite the carry potential that I think Roseville still has, because Mr. Chair is still so far ahead. You did mention Haywolf being a little less I guess playing well in this game, being more active and more pressured. But he does have the Jack shows up now. He's going to be tanky, and he's got the Bork. That Warwick is going to be like deceptively hard to get through, and especially
for sure.
Minnetonka doesn't really have any burst damage. I guess the Kassadin could try, but still not that great.
They got to interrupt the Warwick too when he's in that ultimate. He heals so much HP back. They really got to save some kind of CC, crowd control effects, for the Warwick to disrupt that ultimate ability. It's what makes him so darn tanky. He heals back so much HP from the damage that he puts out. Kassadin up to level 17, doing a pretty good job for himself. Big Dreamer pops up and steals that crab away. Little mini win for the Darius.
Woo! That's what we like to see.
Now goes back to bot lane. Ezreal Yuumi trying to push out the top side of the map. Gold lead, 800 gold up for the Way of Minnetonka. Darius can really only be matched in the side lane by the Syndra, which means that Kassadin can't really be matched in his side lane because Malphite can't really contend with that. So Roseville deciding to group up and go for a middle inhibitor push while Big Dreamer's in the bot side. And with no teleport available, as long as they see him in lane not shailing that recall, there's no reason for them to stop this push. Big Dreamer now realizing that they are going for an end. Starting to fight out nice. Big Rel ultimate. Jarvan Cataclysm in onto one. But they get out and they just survive through the damage. They're fighting without their carry. Minnetonka, what have you not learned?
Wow.
Taking these fights without Big Dreamer, and it might pay the ultimate price.
Haywolf and Champ very low here in this fight. Roseville trying to get more pressure. They're still trying to push for this end, but with those low health bars, there's definitely potential. But Finrua being down, there's a lot of their engage. Oh dear.
At this point, Roseville should leave. They're overstaying their welcome. Jarvan back up in 10 seconds. Rel back up in 2. Darius is going to be full HP about now. Granted, they have
I don't know
super
what-
minions in the base, but 2 of their players are so low. With Baron spawning up, if they lose a fight right here, they're basically
Midwest
giving the
Slash.
Baron over. Big Dreamer going to miss the pull. They disrupt the Rel engage, so Roseville will be able to walk away and clear out some vision now.
Yeah, we're singing Minnetonka's praises a little bit there after that Baron play, but Roseville striking back. Big Dreamer going for those split pushing plays. I mean, Big Dreamer has 4 items, jeez. But he can't get all that done solo when your team's losing the game pretty much on the other side of the map, 5v4. Roseville playing this macro very well, knowing that Big Dreamer has no teleport, knowing he can't get right into the fights. They're playing very well in their overall control, and Minnetonka's going to have to find a way to respond.
Yeah, agreed. Middle inhibitor down. Dragon Soul spawning within a minute. That will up the tankiness of everybody on the side of Roseville if they can grab that. Darius pushing bottom lane solo. If Roseville team up and catch this Darius out, dude, that might be the game kind of coming to a close. Haywolf is down here. CC Champ is down here. Mr. Chair is walking right into the Darius. Flash is available if he needs it. Scatter the weak use.
Missed the Q.
Darius Sterix Gage gonna pop, save his life, but the unstoppable force onto the Darius, making things a bit more difficult. Haywolf showing up to the party, gonna burn the ultimate, and that's just a dead Darius. Going for the hero play, the pick on a Mr. Chair. He out-survives it, he flashes away, and now he's got teleport available for this dragon fight. That might have been the undoing of Minnetonka.
For sure, Roseville just going to pick up this dragon, pick up the dragon soul. They're going to look to end off this. They're going to look to pressure Baron, especially. Big Dreamer is dead for, what is that, 55
30 seconds? 30 now.
30,
but yeah,
I can't even tell, man.
Oh, no, you're good. It's down to 20 now, 27, 26. It's tough. But, I mean, they're going in without the Darius. Jarvan steals away the dragon. A huge steal. That is exactly what you needed, but now Baron will be the turn. They dropped their jungler. No more smite available. Haywolf smite was burned, but a little early smite must have been the play as Jarvan able to sneak that one from underneath their nose. But Baron sights are set on top of that now. Roseville looking to take this one and look to close out soon after.
Yeah, Schmeep Schmop going in there for effectively a suicide steal. I mean, he's 0-6 now off of that. Roseville looking very pretty after getting that Baron. Tug picking it up. Tug is also deathless in this game, so we could have another deathless game.
Deathless in the series right
possibility. Yeah, and they're just going to pressure mid wave with this. They're going to pressure top wave. Mr. Chair is up there right now, and they're just pouring in on all sides of this Minnetonka base.
Darius can't even split push. He knows it. Running back already. Haywolf wreaking havoc in the base. Mr. Chair walking in the top wave. Top tower gonna drop. Inhibitor up next. Or Warwick ulting onto the Rel. Malphite gonna ulti onto Rel as well. 2 key ultimates burned onto the support. This is not the way you want to start the fight for Roseville. Darius below half HP. Gonna go down.
Oh, Haywolf.
1, but it doesn't matter. Haywolf will drop as well. Now into a 3 versus 4. Man advantage for the side of Minnetonka, but their biggest threat is down. Look at the damage. The Nexus turrets are falling like nothing. The flash EQ in from Jarvan. Cataclysm onto the Syndra. Scout of the week on a 2.
Huge damage.
Big damage. Syndra will fall. Finally, they take out Mr. Chair. It's only Toke that remains. Kassadin will pick up a huge shutdown and take out the Yuumi as well. Tonka not out of this yet.
That was a triple kill for AOL. The ace going over to Tonka spent for only 2. Roseville getting a little bit overzealous, but they took out both Nexus turrets. They have an exposed Nexus now. Minnetonka is clearly not out of it, but it's going to be such a hard win for them. Because, I mean, Champ, Mr. Chair, they can just TP in if they get a good wave set up, and they can just end the game. It's going to be hard to respond. Tonka is going to have to find something because the Baron's not up for 4 minutes. Nobody has Soul yet, so there's not the possibility of getting an Elder and being able to flip the game off of that. So it was a good play. It was a good fight. It was a good ace. It was good kills, good money. But it's ultimately not going to be that useful when you have no structures almost left in your base.
Yeah, and this is the other talking point. 3 teleports on the side of Roseville.
Well,
so
3,
one misstep, right? One misstep could be the game coming to a close. So Big Dreamer going to have to be very cautious with how far he pushes out of base, right? No teleport to come back and save. Cassidon should most likely be their split pusher, has that teleport available. And honestly, the best option against that Syndra in the side lane, if Syndra wanders out too far, Cassidon dodges 1 scatter the week with an ulti, right? Well-timed ultimate. He should be able to win that 1 versus 1 against the Syndra.
Yeah.
Very fed now as well. Worth big shutdown. 5-1 and 2, and he's very close to the Rabadons. But look at this! What a pick to give over the flash heal. Is it enough? Warwick flashes in, terrifies the Caitlyn. She goes down. That might be it for Minnetonka. Trying to save the base. Nexus is exposed. 1 inhibitor is down. 4 versus 5. This fight to follow could be everything, Clay. Mr. Chair channeling the recall. I think he's doing this as bait. Trying to get somebody to walk into Scout of the Week range.
Maybe.
30 seconds plus. Oh, double man Scout of the Week. Rel is going to die almost instantaneously. The ultimate in from Malphite knocks up 2. Cassidon onto the backline. Forces Mr. Chair to go golden. Now, Cassidon flashes out, goes down. Mr. Chair staying alive somehow. It's only Darius that remains. And Roseville are going to walk away with another W, 2-0ing Minnetonka and staying undefeated.
Wow. Ace coming out to end the game. Roseville got a little close there. They do pick up the win.
What a game, too, comparatively. I mean, it looked like it was a completely different team playing for Minnetonka in that second game. 80 carry, stepping out too far, Willie getting punished, and Roseville wasting no more opportunities. Gonna silence Minnetonka in game number 2, walking away with a 2-0, but not in the cleanest fashion by any means. What a turnaround performance from Minnetonka, Clay. Big Dreamer doing everything he could in his power, but it wasn't enough. What a showing, though, from both squads.
For sure. I think Roseville, I don't want to say they're showing any cracks there. I think it might have just been Minnetonka being able to capitalize. But for that 3-0 team, they almost dropped the game to Minnetonka, 2-1. They lost to SJP. Definitely going to be a talking point among the elite squads in the league. Is that, hey, Roseville almost dropped a game to Minnetonka. They could have got a 3. They could have lost the series. Who even knows? It could have happened. It would have been an upset, and it would have been crazy and exciting, but it didn't quite happen, and Roseville still being undefeated.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, Mr. Chair, I mean, dude, is just on a different level. Those Scout of the Weeks, that 2-man fatty onto Syndra plus, Rel plus the Darius in that last fight, catching Willie out on his lonesome. I mean, it just too many opportunities given back for Roseville. Of course, this team is going to close out in the end. 4-0 now, absolutely standing head and heels over most of the squads in our league division. So, folks, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, hopefully an interview with one of our Roseville victors. Don't go anywhere. A little bit more MNVL action after the break.